The fun doesn't stop. We have some more teases from Dead by Daylight about the new chapter in a form of an email and a picture. Kings and queens, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. The teases from Dead by Daylight continue. Let's go ahead and jump on in to what they just put on their Instagram. So what you're looking at is an email. First of all, I love to say that currently Dead by Daylight, they're putting out tons of teasers. It's really cool. And it's very, very close to real life, essentially. We're seeing literally a Gmail account. Previously, we've seen text messages on an iPhone. Previous to that, we had voice notes from iPhone, and then we had a Facebook message, essentially. Obviously, they're not naming any of these brands, but I just gotta say, this is really cool, and it's really getting me hyped for all these chapters. But I digress. Let's read this email and then take a look at the attachment. This one says, "Hello, Mrs. Allen. I'm Ryan's roommate, Danny. I think we briefly saw each other during orientation week. Ryan mentioned where you worked a while back, and I found your email address on the company's website. I think something is wrong with Ryan. It started today. Ryan was excited to try a new trail on his daily run and said he'd meet up with me at the dining hall for breakfast after. He never showed up. I found him in our room after my first class of the day. He was scribbling at his desk. He was still there when I came back hours later, sitting in the dark, still scribbling. He snapped out of a trance when I called his name and said he'd lost track of time. He seemed normal over dinner. When I asked about his day, he said he'd been busy studying. When we went back to our room, he left to take a shower and I got curious. I wanted to know what he was working on, so I waited until he was in the shower and I looked at his desk. You'll find a picture attached to this email, but there were dozens of them. Under his bed, crammed between the mattress and the slats, hidden behind the blinds, littering the floor in the closet. I even found a single piece of paper under my pillow. I pretended like nothing happened, but shortly after we went to bed, I heard it again. The scratching of a pencil against paper. He'd start scribbling again. He's spiraling, and I don't think I can handle this on my own. I reached out to our resident assistant, but they can't do anything until something happens. I don't want to wait for that. Could you come and check on him? Danny." All right, and the picture we have is what you're seeing on screen. And this is like, I don't actually know where you go. I guess it's like a personality test or something, or maybe when you go to therapy and they show you an image and they're like, what do you see in this image? I feel like this is one of those pictures. Nonetheless, let's break down first of all what is said in this email and how that correlates to everything that we've heard prior in previous teases. So apparently, Danny was supposed to go on some hike. We didn't see him end up going on this hike. He just never showed up. And then he was just in his room all day. And all of a sudden, he's just scribbling these things. So how does this correlate with what we've seen previously? Well, from previous speculation, we saw that there's these monsters that essentially seem to be able to take over your body or maybe your mind, whatever the case may be. And it seems that they're able to kind of mimic you in a way. And that's where the shapeshifter / Wendigo theory came from. Obviously, the alien theory is speculating because of potential leaks, so that all kind of balled up together. We then heard these mysterious noises of what sounds like a potential monster, again, fitting that alien theme. And then in yesterday's tease, we essentially got pretty much something along the lines again, where someone in this town is talking to their potential love interest or maybe their girlfriend, and essentially they just didn't hear back from them. They were seeing some creepy things on the camera. And how does this correlate with what we're seeing today? It seems that Ryan essentially may have seen something, or his mind got essentially taken over by this monster, by this creature, whatever the case may be. And he's just in that trance, scribbling what he's seeing. This ironically reminds me of one of the newest Insidious movies where he was just painting essentially, and he went in this trance and he just started painting and painting and painting, and eventually he painted the red door. If you've watched Insidious, you know the significance of that. This reminds me exactly of that. Something in Ryan's mind essentially triggered him to draw exactly what we're seeing, and as it said, it's a lot of images. Let's break down the image itself. What I make from this, I think this is the entity in this, the sky coming down and the claws are extending, and it's either grabbing people or it's just there to manifest itself, whatever the case may be. But it seems that Ryan has seen the entity itself. Does that necessarily mean he's going to be the new survivor? I guess we have to wait and see. We made speculation yesterday that that theory of that person that gone missing could have been the new survivor, but it seems that Ryan's also seeing this as well. So what's necessarily going on here? But again, you can speculate differently on this. It doesn't have to be a big void in the sky with the entity claws coming down. It could be a face. You know, this could be just a random figure of a face of this alien type of creature that we're seeing, where the black and red part is like its head / eyes and the white is like his actual face. I'm pulling random strings here, but maybe you even can turn it upside down, and on the right you kind of see a little figurine with a head and 2 hands sticking out, you know, and maybe this is stuff that's coming out from the ground. Or you could think this is a big alien ship in the sky and it's abducting people, and that white extra part in the middle is them actually taking people into their mothership or something like that. I think the most logical theory about this is that this is indeed the entity. This is very similar to like the Halloween event, or when a survivor is being sacrificed and you see those entity arms coming out. It just makes the most sense to me, and I think it's pretty easy to correlate. So that takes us back. What is the significance of this? Well, maybe Ryan is the new survivor. Some way, somehow, Ryan has witnessed the entity. And this is my wild theory, but it seems that this monster might be a manifestation of the entity itself, and it's kind of trapped, and it's just terrorizing this town. Or it's like a little bit of a battle going on, where this creature that's taking over the minds of everybody, essentially, the entity's there and it doesn't like it. It doesn't like that something else is taking over minds and controlling people and potentially kidnapping, killing people. It wants to do it itself, and it feels threatened. So it's like, you know what? We're taking over these aliens and using them in our own realm and showing them who's boss. Nonetheless, either one of these theories, in my opinion, make a lot of sense. There might be a little mini war going on, or it might be the entity that's actually doing all of this itself and is deciding to terrorize the entire town, which is absolutely crazy. But that essentially is the theory that we got today. In case you've missed any of our previous videos, we talked about all of the other speculation and all of the other teases that we received throughout the week. There's been quite a lot. I gotta say, I really do like that Dead by Daylight. They're going down this route. It's like a creepypasta / real life kind of route. I really like this. It's so much better than getting, you know, leaks and we already know what's gonna happen, or when it's a licensed chapter and they just show one still image and they're like, learn more tomorrow. I really like this. It's super cool. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys make of this. Do you think it's the entity? Do you think it's the alien? What do you make of Ryan's story? I'm excited to see more of what you guys have to say and more of what Dead by Daylight has to show us. That's pretty much going to do it for me. A quick thank you guys for all the love and support. You guys have been absolutely killing it with the support on recent videos, and thank you guys everyone for subscribing. As I said, my goal is to hit 150,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and a lot of you guys have been double checking if you're subscribed, and a lot of you guys are like, nope, we weren't actually subbed. YouTube was just recommending those videos, so I appreciate you guys subbing for me. Anyways, I'm rambling on. That's gonna do it for me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. As always, I'm the King. I tip my crown to you guys, and we'll see you in the fog.